All right. Giving face without losing yourself. The real ethical test in China. This is about understanding how you should respond. Now, giving face doesn't mean sabotaging your values. It means choosing where and how to express them. By now, one illusion should be gone. Chinese thinking does not conform to our Western values, expectations, and processes. From chapter 4 of the Chinese honeymoon period, you understand that in China, trust does not guarantee truth. Truth is conditional. Responses are ritualized, and harmony outranks morality. In chapter 5, giving face, 给面子, we confront the moment our new enlightenment begins to cause discomfort. How do we give face when this very gesture collides with our Western sense of ethics, honesty, and personal integrity? In other words, 如何用不同的方法看同样的事情? It's a rhetorical question. 这是一个反问句. How do we learn to view situations from an alternative perspective? One that conforms with the environment we are attempting to enter, enjoy, and perhaps even exploit. This is the Western ethical trap. Western cultures tend to view ethics through the narrow lens of righteousness. If something feels dishonest, we feel compelled to challenge it. But in China, truth is relative. Silence feels like complicity, while ambiguity might feel deceitful. So when foreigners in China encounter vague answers, indirect communications, and face-saving behaviors, internal frustrations begin to simmer. Am I complicit in rewarding dishonesty? Am I compromising my own values? And how can I make a decision without all the facts? But this framing collapses inside the Chinese arena, and here's why. Giving face is not deception. It is the lubricant that keeps the Guanxi engine running. And by now, we all know how overwhelmingly essential this is to thriving in China. So let's talk about what giving face actually means. And first, the mindset adjustment we need to strive for. Okay, giving face does not mean lying, condoning bad behavior, endorsing wrongdoing, or abandoning your ethics and values. It means choosing not to impose your moral certainty because it would cause unwarranted harm, and consciously choosing long-term success over short-term emotional gratification. In Chinese psychology, ethics are contextual and relational, where the higher moral duty is to prevent harm and preserve harmony, rather than trying to establish absolute truths. So in this regard, silence is honorable. Vagueness is pragmatic. Lying is face-giving, and deflections are face-preserving. You are not being asked to condone bad behavior. You're being asked to avoid humiliation, escalation, and causing an irreversible loss of trust. Don't sabotage your guānxì relationships unnecessarily. So, how should we respond without losing our integrity? Finding your ethical footing in China starts with rethinking your moral convictions in the proper cultural context. Here are a few simple practices you can start folding into your everyday persona in China. Okay, first, respond indirectly when your questions aren't properly answered. And learn to ask nonsensical questions to offer a face-preserving off-ramp. Always strive to align on process according to Chinese rituals, not the specifics that you crave. Observe actions rather than responses as a better predictor of outcomes. In China, the literal words do not matter. So remember, in the Chinese arena, being right carries negative connotations. It's human psychology, but you can always acquire positive influence in China by keeping your Guanxi engine running smoothly. All right, so where do we go next? If chapter 5 reframes ethics and faith, the next chapter addresses some of its origins, the iron rice bowl mentality. China has reached parity with the United States and its economy has climbed to number 2. So chapter 6 looks at whether China's iron rice bowl mentality still lingers today, how to recognize its traces, and how it shapes negotiations, communications, and leadership. All right, so if this reflection changed how you think about ethics, truth, and communications across cultures, and specifically in China, my latest book, or illustrated book, Speak Less, Guanxi More, takes these ideas one step further into practice. It's not about memorizing cultural rules, it's about learning when not to speak, how to read what's really happening beneath the surface, and how trust and leverage actually form inside the Chinese arena. Speak less, observe more, and understand deeper. Look forward to seeing you in the next